Carter, who was 17 years old, was working part-time at the local grocery store when he noticed an elderly disabled man struggling with his bags. Without a second thought, Carter rushed to help him, ignoring his duties for a few crucial minutes. But the store manager, who prioritized protocol over compassion, didn't see things the same way. He considered Carter's good deed grounds for immediate dismissal, but the next day, an unexpected visitor would turn Carter's life upside down. "Are you Carter?" a strange man asked when Carter opened the door. Carter answered cautiously, "Yes," with his brow raised. The man said as he stepped aside, revealing an all-black car waiting in front of the house. "Come with me." Carter hesitated, as it was natural to hesitate in such a strange situation, but he felt he had no choice but to comply. The car looked luxurious, but the men driving it in the front looked threatening. Every question Carter asked was met with silence. He had no idea where they were going. And with every passing second, he felt more anxious. He looked at the doors and saw that they were all locked. What were these men planning to do to him? "We've arrived," said the man sitting in the front seat, and got out of the car. But the doors remained locked, so Carter couldn't get out on his own terms. As his heart rate started to rise, because the man was taking too long, he opened his door. But who are these men? And what do they want from Carter? And where did they take him? Working at the local grocery store was Carter's first step into the real world. He wanted to earn his own money to buy his own things, without always having to ask his parents for permission. This was something he had longed for a long time, and he took his job seriously. Besides, Carter loved helping people, which made his job more enjoyable than any of his coworkers. Carter had the brightest smile, and he never faked it. No question was ever a burden to him, so it was no surprise that he jumped in to help a disabled man carry his grocery bags. The man hadn't even asked for help, but Carter saw he was struggling and couldn't help but assist him. Unfortunately, the store manager saw things differently. He considered helping actual customers more important than helping people who had already paid. As soon as he saw Carter in the parking lot, he wasted no time walking up to him and asking what he thought he was doing. "This isn't what I pay you for," the manager said angrily. Carter had to stop himself from replying that the manager wasn't actually the one paying him, but he paused and told the manager it would only take a second. Carter felt a bit embarrassed, as the disabled man was clearly aware of the manager's arrogance, and that wasn't an image he wanted to be associated with. "Here is the last bag, sir," Carter said as he closed the man's trunk. The man thanked him and even offered him some money, but Carter politely refused. After that, Carter went back inside, mentally preparing himself for the scolding he was about to get from the manager. But to his surprise, the manager wasn't there when Carter tried to resume his work. His name was called over the intercom, asking him to go to the manager's office after exchanging sideways glances with one of his colleagues. Carter headed there, and the manager's face looked serious as he welcomed Carter into the office. "Sit down," he said, pointing specifically to the chair. Carter sighed as he sat down. "Look, I'm sorry, but the man needed help. He only had one leg," Carter said, trying to defend himself. But the manager's mind was already made up. "I'm going to have to let you go," he said. Carter felt like his stomach had dropped. Was he serious? He couldn't believe he was being fired for a good deed he had done, but the manager couldn't have been more serious. When Carter left the store, leaving his apron in the usual accounting office, he said goodbye to his favorite coworker. "Linda, what a jerk," Linda said as she hugged him. Carter promised to stay in touch, but that didn't make Carter feel any better. He lost his job over something so ridiculous, he almost didn't tell his mother, who was so proud of him for getting the job in the first place. "You're back early," his mother said, surprised to see her son's face, but Carter couldn't hide his disappointment. He sighed as he hugged his mother, showing her that something was wrong. "No, you have to tell me if you don't want to," his mother said gently. His mother was angry after hearing the reason Carter was fired. Carter had told her almost immediately after their hug, confessing to his mother to get advice. His mother suggested calling the grocery store owner, but Carter told her to leave it alone and went to his room. He lay on his bed and threw a ball at the ceiling, thinking about other jobs he could get. The day dragged on for Carter. He tried to distract himself by watching television, but the shows blurred together. Instead, he ended up pacing around his room, unable to shake off the events of the day. Every now and then, he looked at his phone, half expecting a miracle message that would turn everything around, but it never came. The ceiling fan kept spinning aimlessly. Like his thoughts at dinner, his father broke the news that he had heard about his dismissal. "I spoke with a friend of mine. He might have a job for you at his garage if you're interested," he said. Trying to get past the heavy atmosphere of disappointment, Carter just nodded as he pushed his food around his plate. He appreciated the offer, but he wasn't sure he was ready to dive into something new yet. Although Carter was quiet, he felt a warmth from his father's efforts across the table. His father's optimistic look made him try to smile. It didn't feel right to frown at someone who was genuinely trying to help him. "Thank you, Dad. I'll think about it," he managed to say in a low but sincere voice. His father patted his hand, understanding his need to process everything. First, Fred Carter's voice brought the moment to life. "Come, let's talk over a drink," he suggested, pointing toward the simple house on the island. As they walked, Fred's calm and friendly demeanor was a sharp contrast to the mysterious circumstances that had brought Carter here. Inside the house, Fred poured 2 glasses of lemonade, setting the stage for a conversation Carter hoped would explain the strange turn of events that day. As they sat across from each other, Fred's expression turned serious. "I heard about your dismissal," he started with a sympathetic but steady tone. "This isn't what should have happened." He paused, his eyes carefully examining Carter. "Actually, I fired the manager last night, and now I need someone to fill his place. I think you might be the right person for the job." "What do you think?" Carter was shocked. The job he had dreamed of, while he was stocking shelves and greeting customers, was now being offered to him under the most extraordinary circumstances. "I want you to be the new manager of the store," Farid said simply, pushing a contract across the table toward Carter. There was a lot to process, especially given the whirlwind of events that had led him to this moment. Carter's mind was spinning as he thought about the offer, and his heart was pounding with excitement. He had always imagined that he would rise through the ranks to become the store manager, not jump there in one unexpected move. "Yes, I'll accept it," he finally said, his voice steady despite the fluttering in his chest. The opportunity to lead at Hillman Grocery, where his career had begun so modestly. It felt like a twist of fate, a dream come true in the most unexpected way. Farid smiled broadly as their glasses clinked together, the sound clear in the quiet of the house. The island both took a sip, celebrating Carter's new role for new beginnings. Farid made a wish, his eyes now shining with a mix of pride and satisfaction. Carter nodded, his mind still spinning from the day's events, but grateful for the unexpected turn his life had taken. The return trip was noticeably different from the mysterious journey to the island. This time Carter sat beside him with a new sense of security and purpose. The luxury car glided smoothly along the roads, and Carter felt a surge of relief and excitement. He was returning home, not just as an employee of the store, but as the manager of the very store he had been fired from. When the car stopped in front of his house, Carter saw his father standing in the driveway, his expression a mix of confusion and worry. "Carter, what is all this?" his father asked as Carter got out of the car, his demeanor radiating new confidence. "It's a long story, Dad," Carter replied, a wide smile spreading across his face as he prepared to share the wonderful news. "You deserve this, Carter," his father exclaimed, embracing Carter in a warm hug. As they walked toward the house, the pride in his father's voice filled Carter's heart with warmth. Carter recounted the details of his eventful day, starting from the unexpected class to the amazing job offer. His father listened attentively, his eyes shining with pride at every turn in Carter's story. As they entered the house, they were ready to celebrate an amazing transformation. Carter's new job as a store manager became a steady platform, while he continued his studies to earn a degree in business management at college, balancing between textbooks and management duties. The grocery store thrived under his careful supervision, and his dreams of owning a business one day became more attainable as he applied his growing knowledge directly to his daily environment. Years of dedication and hard work led to a moment Carter never expected. One day, while having coffee, Fred, who was nearing retirement, asked a life-changing question. "What do you think about taking over the store?" His tone was casual, but the offer was anything but. It was the culmination of years of trust and success, a testament to Carter's loyalty and acumen. Carter was moved by the offer. It was hard to believe that a single act of kindness toward a struggling customer had led to this moment. He accepted without hesitation, realizing that this opportunity was rare in anyone's career. It had been an unexpected journey, but a deeply rewarding one. From a part-time employee to a potential owner, this decision would determine the course of his career for the rest of his life. Because of his good work at first, Carter never needed to go through a job interview again. His career was secure, and the future of Hillman Grocery Store was in his capable hands. This stability allowed him to focus on growth and innovation instead of job security, ensuring the store's continued success under his leadership and beyond. Carter built a legacy that would support not only himself, but also his family for generations. The grocery store became a family symbol, passed down through the generations. Carter's son, and later his grandchildren, took over the store, adding their own touches while maintaining the standards of community service and integrity that Carter established. The store remained a cornerstone of the local community, a place where customers were treated like family and every employee knew they were part of something special, continuing Carter's legacy of kindness and leadership. If you want to keep enjoying inspiring stories like this, subscribe to our channel or watch the other videos shown at the bottom of the screen.